Hello, this is a bit of a different video than I do normally. I know that. With that knowledge, I am not the best script writer, nor the best at making content like this. I'm gonna try anyhow, as I feel obligated to speak about it. Because it's it's actually something that kind of affects me. Team Fortress 2, or as it is often abbreviated, TF2. A game that most probably have heard of in the gaming space, whether you've played it yourself, you know someone who has, or you have just heard about it whilst on the internet. I will, however, briefly explain it in simpler manner for those who may have not have had any interaction whatsoever with it. TF2 is an FPS or a first-person shooter game released on October 10th, 2007. It is a highly regarded game in the gaming sphere. As you can see in the name of Team Fortress 2, it is a team-based game. You join a game, get auto-placed on a team, either red or blue, and depending on what game mode you play, have to complete an objective of some kind. For an example, in Capture the Flag, you and the other team have a briefcase each, sorry, and must try to capture the opposing team's briefcase 3 times before before they have the chance to get your briefcase 3 times. Uh, in TF2, you get 9 different classes. Scout, Pyro, Demo Man, Spy, Heavy, Medic, Engineer, Soldier, and Sniper. I'm not going to go into all of them. The names are mostly pretty self-explanatory for what they do, simply. But this leads me into the prevailing issue with the game currently. Bots. Bots are annoying. The game is overrun with them. Sure, some days it's not as bad. Oh, I join a game, it's only a couple bots here, a couple bots there. We just kick them. But then others, it's really bad and you can't even play the game. Now, there are multiple types of bots, I know this, but I'm only going to specifically be talking about, I think they're usually referred to as cheater bots. These are bots of the sniper class, excuse me, written with a code that makes them headshot any player in their line of fire. If you see one, it's already snapped to face you and shoot your head, because, headshot. They crit, insta-kill you, for most classes at least. Uh, sorry. I wrote a script and I've been deviating a little bit from the script. Not too much, but hopefully it's getting sidetracked. If like, these bots are numerous and very annoying when trying to play the game. There is also a voting system in Team Fortress 2, which in concept works really well. If a team has a cheater of some kind, that team can put them up to be voted to be kicked off of the match. And the majority of the team which has the cheater on it must vote. The issue is snipers utilize this to kick players out of matches. If there's enough actual players, let's say on a good day, where there aren't that many bots for some reason, maybe it's a event happening in the game or something. But if there are enough players, they can always just vote the bots out and hope that they don't get swarmed later. Because if there's more bots than players, the bots will always majority vote a player, kick them, and continue on along the line of players. As I said, the voting system is fine in, you theory, but when you have bots that can use it, It's not good. Uh, it just makes it unenjoyable to play in this state. Sometimes even unplayable. But I'm gonna move on to the next major part of the issue now. Valve. Valve is a pretty big company. You may know them as the owners and developer of TF2 and Steam. Now, I don't know how much they make from TF2, but it's not little enough to warrant how they treat TF2 and the TF2 community because they get 5% of any transaction that happens on the community market. And when I checked, there were five, oh, jeez, there were 53,854 items that were listed for sale from specifically TF2. That's just today. I don't know how many items are sold per day from TF2 alone, but it has to be a pretty good amount as 25k real active players play per day. Valve is also a multi-billionaire company. They could afford to fix the bot problem. The game even makes them money actively because they don't put much work into it anymore. But they don't care. They actively don't care anymore about Team Fortress 2. The number of active players on tracking sites displays around 77k right now for those who went and checked. 25k of the 77k are real players. The rest are bots. Not all of them are the cheater or headshot bots, but still bots. Some are used for trading items around. There's external sites that allow you to trade keys and such for cosmetics and weapons and hats and stuff, the basic stuff. But the point is, only 25 out of 77. I mean, that's less than 50%. Like, that's probably less. Uh, I mean, that's less than a third, right? I mean, yeah, I think. Anyways, now, most games, the creator would either ignore the issue entirely and just not care about the community because they want money, or they do address it and they fix it. Valve didn't. They just didn't. Valve said, TF2 community, we hear you. We love this game and know you do too. We see how large this issue has become and are working to improve things, and proceeded to do pretty much nothing for the bot problem. They're as rampant as ever now. No, for my thoughts on this. Even though I have only been playing TF2 since I was 13-ish, uh, which wasn't. I'm 16 now, for those who are wondering. So 3 years isn't that much. Maybe it's like 3.5 years just from when I got my first laptop. But I've seen how much the community loves this game. From, SFM animations to artwork to even just simple gameplay or streams. It's a lot. People love this community. It's sad to see how it's being treated. I mean, I've probably had some of the most fun on TF2 out of any game I've played. The characters are wacky. You can do some pretty wild stuff in the heat of combat. And, what Valve has done to this game is shameful. As someone who wants to make games someday, it makes me sick to see someone let something so great, and one of my main inspirations for wanting to learn coding, by the way, reach this point of neglect from its creators. It makes me sad to see them let such a giant in the gaming sphere crumble like this whilst treating people who love this game like the issues the game has are not important. Now, there happens to be something happening in the community right now. The community is, in fact, coming back for a round two of Save TF2. Save TF2 was an original hashtag spread around, I think, like a year and a half ago at this point, which, well, as it sounds, was trying to save TF2. But the issue was they were not direct enough in their approach. They were all over the place. People who saw the hashtags probably like saw some posts and they're like, "Oh, is the issue the bot problem? Is the issue that they don't get any updates, or the issues that servers sometimes randomly get knocked out?" You know, all sorts of stuff. But this time, they have one goal in mind for this thing. This time, it's called Fix TF2, and it's for the bot crisis that needs to be stopped to return TF2 to the glory it once had. I want you to go sign the petition, right? They have a petition that will be printed out and given to Valve. That's what I've heard, at least. I mean, I've watched videos on this. I'm pretty sure it'll be printed out and given to Valve. All of the signatures. Currently, when I wrote this script, the petition is currently at 319,536. I I want all of you watching to sign it. I hold this game pretty close to my heart. It's definitely one of my favorite games. I mean, it's probably one of my most played games, in fact, on Steam. Like it's probably tied with Minecraft for my favorite game. I love Minecraft. It's the creativity aspect, but when I want to be a chaotic little gremlin, I'll go play Scout for an hour. You know, if my Wi-Fi works, but that's a different issue. There's no hashtag for fix my Wi-Fi. But it, it, it makes me sad. We need to show Valve how much people actually love this game and how much people are willing to do to get them to notice that. I'm going to actually end this here. Uh, that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you for watching.